If you're trying to learn Spanish, but you can't roll your R's for nothing, should you just give up on Spanish? I'm going to give you three reasons right now of why no, you should not give up. But first, I'm dressed like it's winter because it's winter down here in South America. So, reason number one is that there are actually native Spanish speakers that are down here in South America in a particular little region that I'll tell you about in a moment, and they don't roll their R's. They actually do a Z sound. It's Z. So instead of saying carro, they would say el caso, like that. So it's like an English Z where you are vibrating your vocal cords and it is coming out and it's vibrating your tongue with a Z sound, just like an English Z. Now, you could decide to, and I'm not saying you should, I'm going to give you a few options here, but you could start watching videos of this accent and then you could just imitate that accent. And then when people are like, well, where did you learn Spanish? Why do you pronounce it like that? And they probably will. And you can just say, oh, that's how the native speakers speak it down in um, the border of Peru and Bolivia. So, for example, in the city of El Alto, and then between El Alto all the way to the border of Peru. And there are people in Peru close to the border that you will hear also sometimes pronouncing it that way. Reason number two, but before I tell you reason number two, I have to emphasize to you, I have to emphasize it so much that I want you to understand that this is coming from a person that absolutely loves trying to be perfect with the accent of the language that they're learning and stuff like that because it interests me and I find joy and entertainment out of doing it. However, that is not the most important thing about speaking a language. It's more about communicating with people and bridging a gap. And the communication and being understood is way more important. Just think about this. Think about how much we love accents in the English world. There's certain accents that we happen to love more than others, but they're beautiful. I mean, think about like a beautiful Italian or a Nigerian accent. You know, some people love the French accent. You know, everyone has their own, the accent that they think is beautiful, but they're beautiful and it's cool, it's unique. And so, focus on just being understood and being able to communicate. So, whether you're pronouncing it like the Z sound, like the native speakers do down in that little region of South America, or you just do it like an English R, which plenty of people do. I mean, you're fulfilling the purpose of language, which is bridging a gap and being able to communicate with other people, and that's beautiful. Reason number three, which is highly linked to reason number two, that you shouldn't give up on learning Spanish if Spanish is something that you feel passionate about and you really want to learn it, which is it's a beautiful language. Is that if you are bridging the gap and you're successfully communicating with people in Spanish and you can have conversations, and even if your accent is not like a native speaker, if you are like giving out good energy as you do it, you're respecting people and you're showing them love by learning their language, which is a lot of hard work and stuff, like they're gonna love you. Like the joy that you get from that, they're gonna love you. And if Spanish is a language that is maybe in your area where you live, or maybe where you're planning on living or planning on traveling, where you're gonna have a lot of people to talk to, then that is a good language to go for because you can use it for what its purpose is, and you can make connections and make lifelong friends, and they're going to be stoked when they just see the love that you are showing for them by speaking their language. And it is like one of the coolest things. It's just beautiful. With all of that being said, I'm gonna record a video in just a moment and post it with some of the best tips you'll ever hear for learning how to roll your R's. So stick around.